Hello and welcome along to episode 76 of and I need to get this right because I've been called out for the fake Italian Craig Riley again, the Don Michele sponsored A View from Section C. He was giving us it tight this week about it again on Messenger. It's about the second time in about 3 or 4 weeks now.
Come on, he's a kiddie on Italian, is he?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm more Italian than him. Well, I'm 6'5", so does that not make me Italian?
I'm no following you here, Senior.
Oh, Junior, come on. Didn't be so daft, right? I'm 6'5".
Uh-huh.
I'm Italian.
Oh, Italian. Oh, fuck off. That's pish. Absolute
Honestly.
pish.
God. How many
Fucking
seconds
hell.
are we in? And Daisy's got the earplugs in already.
Oh, that's awful, though, Senior. You deserve to be put out for that, eh?
No,
Oh, my
sorry.
God. We weren't even a minute into the show.
I'm Italian.
Oh, my God. Anyway, welcome along to A View from Section C, episode 76. Senior, how are you doing?
I'm good. You can see
Good.
a big smile on my face, cracking jokes. And I've got a new wee puppy.
We have the puppy.
We went and got another puppy. Yeah.
Good.
We didn't can. We were waiting, and then we done it through the Kennel Club, and majority of them were had in England. And there was 2 came up for Blair Gowrie, although it's not really Blair Gowrie, it's it's a walk past Glen Isla.
Timbuktu.
Honestly, I thought after the Ailth and Glen Isla golf courses, that was the end of the world. You used to just drop off the end, but no, you keep going for about an hour, 45 minutes after that. So just one morning looking at it, seen it, phoned the lassie. She never had any, but her mum breeds them as well. She stays a couple of doors along for her. She had a wee girl left, and that was it. As soon as your mum seen it, that was it. So yeah. Bonnie's in the house.
Wee Bonnie Scotland.
Bonnie Dundee.
Yeah. Well,
so,
good.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's all happy.
I'm all happy.
Someone else that's all happy will be our competition winner of the £100 Don Michele voucher.
Don Michele.
I'm even saying it the way he said it in that voice recording.
I think we should.
Listen, Riley, that voice recording is going to make its way on the show next week. You're lucky I didn't have the time to do it this week. So our competition winner was Neil O'Connor. So he was nominated by his wife. So again, unbelievable voucher to win, £100 for Don Michele. So we will get that voucher to you at the game on Saturday against the Paisley, North Renfrewshire, North Lanarkshire, South Lanarkshire, Pishy-Wishy, Motherwell, Hamilton, Braehead, Glasgow Clan. So we'll get it to them. You surprised I remembered all their names there?
Yeah.
I did well.
Yeah, you really did. I was going through them thinking there's something missing. Yeah. And then kind of Glasgow Airport comes into it now.
Oh dear. But so again, congratulations, Neil, on winning that voucher. I don't know what happened to the video. That just disappeared off of Facebook altogether.
Embarrassing.
I'm also kind of glad it did though, Senior, because my face was covered in my tea still when I seen it back.
You're embarrassing. You're just so unprofessional towards this podcast.
Shannon had made a wonderful tandoori chicken curry, and it was all over my face. And yeah, it's just but it disappeared now. Oh shit!
Surprised it missed that close.
It didn't miss it. It was just fucking covered in it because I was fucking like that. I was kind of glad though because Shannon's mum nearly won it after Spencer nominated her.
Oh, Oh,
I know.
no,
I seen the wheel, and it was just going slower and slower on
No.
Lynn's name, and then it moved to the next one. I went, oh,
No.
thank fuck. Oh,
No. Flyers
could you
fans can't
imagine
win it.
that?
Sorry.
Anybody could win it, to be fair. It was an open competition, but yeah, fuck. Could you imagine the fucking abuse?
You noticed I was going to say Fifers couldn't win it, but I know that Plusy and Robo listen in, so I thought if I said that, they'd maybe get my head kicked in.
Aye. So again, congratulations to Neil O'Connor for winning that. Senior, I'm starting the show with a call out.
Go on then.
I discussed it last week, and I'm going to discuss it again this week. Daisy, cover your ears. And for any other young children that are listening to the show, cover your ears. The brownie girls will tell you. There's fucking stickers on the chairs. Like, I just don't get it. There was two guys, right? And they were new because I've never seen them before in my life. And they went and sat in the front row, and they actually looked. They turned behind them and looked on the chair, and then he just turned and he went, and continued to sit there and got told to fuck off. Like, and I get it. Stickers. They're stickers.
It's just a pity. No, everybody will watch us, right? But they really should see my face here, right? Because it's got the biggest, stupidest grin on my face at the moment, listening to you ranting about, and this thing that you now go, stickers. I think we're going to get t-shirts made. Fucking stickers. But it's come on, I'm telling you, we should hear a Game of Stars bingo. You see it on Twitter. I think it's chasing the puck there. The hockey bingo.
Yeah.
What's going to get said on Twitter for every game? We should do it for at the Stars games.
Yeah.
We should hear a game of hockey bingo. Right. So we'll hear somebody sits in somebody else's seat. The car park. Right. The rules of the car park. And then people with big trucks reversing into people.
Oh, fuck. Glad you didn't mention it. Well, so firstly, for those two boys that sat in the stickers seat,
you just made the list.
You have just made the list, right? I have started a list, and my good pal Chris Jericho is going to help us out here, that every time somebody does something stupid,
you just made the list.
Oh my God.
You will just make the list.
Right. So does the reversing man make the list as well?
Reversing man.
You just made the list.
You just made the list.
But get what we're laughing about it, but luckily Ryan and Gillian and Louis the internationalist and me Daisy are okay. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, I've never seen Ryan rage like that again before in my life.
No. But again, that's 2 games in a row now where there has been a bump in the car park because folk are just stupid.
Yep.
Just stupid.
It's just not paying attention.
The one thing I was pissing myself laughing, we're now nearly 10 minutes into this episode, we've not even started yet properly. But the lassie that refused to let the girl out next to me, and then refused to let me out, then refused to let you out, and the wee boy in the back of the car was giving you shite.
I didn't get what he was even saying, and I was just going,
no.
What is it?
Honest to God.
Yeah. So they've just made the list as well.
Yeah. Listen. Didn't be stupid. You'll make the list. Okay. So, let's look back at last week. So, we had 3 games last week. We still had the end of our festive period midweek shenanigans where everyone gets confused on what day, who's playing where, what time. So, 51 Club sponsored game review. We were at home to the aforementioned numerous places around Glasgow Clan. Gary Hayden put Clan 1-0 up at 10:43. The little rat, Charlie Gomes, made it 2-0 at 13:41 on the power play. Big Chris Mackay pulled one back, assisted by Britton and Phelan at 15:12. Stars tied the game through Ryan Valentini, assisted by Nass and Harms at 26:36. Stars went 3-2 up just before the end of the second period through Brendan Harms, assisted by Valentini and Big Sexy himself, Elijah Villio, at 36:45 on the power play. The Rat equalised at 51:19, again on the power play. Went overtime. Deadlock could not be broken, so we went to a shootout, and Darian Craighead ultimately got the winner after the Rat had scored his 2 penalty shots, in which he kind of run the game. Senior.
Yeah, he did. He played very well. It wasn't the greatest of games, being honest with you. I think I went back and forward quite a lot. I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it. I don't like. It wasn't the atmosphere wasn't the greatest, and I think he played. I think he played the crowd as well as the way he played against the team. And this is Combs we're speaking about. But you know what? As Mark says, it was a big point that we took. And the game could have went either way. Let's be honest, right? But I think the whole thing about it was I think the crowd was against him. It felt like the club in general was against him. And he turned up. And that was the worst thing that could have happened to us. The best thing that happened, though, was him getting his fucking tatties feed riding. Yeah. When he suddenly thought, I'm a big man, I'm back in Dundee, I could fight shite. Kyle's no behind us. And he got fucking leathered. And deservedly so. But he comes out and fucking destroys me again. Yeah. He's a good player. We'll not beat about the bush. He's a very, very good player. The game could have went either way. It definitely could have went either way. We highlighted Hayden on the podcast. First goal scorer, Hayden.
Yeah.
Happens every time.
Yeah. And obviously from the last game, we'd obviously mentioned as well about Darian Craighead, who had a good game. We mentioned Pellick, obviously Pellick wasn't playing, but obviously Charlie. And I think you see that the crowd, the team, the club, like everyone was against him. And I think, there was a couple, myself included, there was only a couple people to begin with, but then he started his shit, which Charlie does. He winds up the opposition team. He I would say targets. He targets their better players off the puck, gives them the little dig and tries to go in for a hit on them. And I think that's what started to piss people off, because he kind of turned up and he didn't show any respect to the club that adored them for a season. And kind of,
that's right.
Let's be honest, put him on the map a little bit.
Yeah, because he came into us and people just did not know what we were going to get with Charlie Combs or Philippe Sonch. And the two of them together for us were magnificent. We'll never ever take that away from the guys. But I know that he got a wee bit, as you say, at the start of the game. It wasn't a lot. But then he started his shite. And you're thinking, okay, you've now bit the hand that fucking fed you before. Yeah. So you now become fair game for everybody.
Yeah, that was the issue.
I think overall, and I think overall, everybody, including specific players, concentrated on him. Rightly so, but they're not a one-man team. He scored goals. He took his penalty as well. I just didn't think we put them under enough pressure because their D as you rightly said, is shite. Right?
Yeah.
The goalie played well. We'll note that way for him. The goalie played well. I think their goalie not get man of the match?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was never getting it, right? So the next best person,
Loved it.
and rightly so, was the goalie, because
Yeah.
the goalie kept him in it. But as Mark says, it was a point more than what we had 65 minutes before that. So
Yeah.
and
To be
it kept
honest,
right about it.
I think that it was more I feel it was a point lost than a point gained
So do I.
against
Yeah,
Clan.
so do I.
I
But
think that
I'd
once we
rather-
went 3-2 up, I thought we should have been kind of home and
We
dry.
should have closed the game out. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
but-
the disappointing thing was to go up 3-2 near the end of the second, control the third, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think we tried to play our way to D and lost the puck,
Mhm.
and they equalised.
Yeah, and I had said as well that the game was going to be determined by defensively on who turns up,
Yeah.
but more so who takes the penalties and who doesn't. Power play goals,
Yeah.
and Clan, 2 of them, we were 2 of them,
One hand.
1 of them, yeah. So
Yeah.
they go 2-0 up with a power play goal. They tie the game with a power play goal. I said
Yeah.
that it's meant to be the 2 best penalty power plays in the league.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
It was disappointing. It was a game that I went into not being sort of blasé about it, but it was a game I expected to win.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So
And if you didn't get the 2, then you'll take the 1.
yeah. So Senior, you went bold and said 5-2 stars.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
And I went 3-2. Kevin Carr was obviously man of the match, as picked by the sponsors. Senior, who was your man of the match?
I thought Kevin played okay. But I can't remember if it was. No, it was a Coventry game. I thought it would be Bowden. Ken what? Just for doing what he done, I would get it Dryden.
Dryden.
Just get it Dryden.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for that 30 seconds of action, he deserves a man of the match.
Yep. So for me, I actually would have given it to Valentini. I thought Ryan Valentini was outstanding. He was also 1+1 in the game. So yeah, Valentini for me was my man of the match. The other thing as well was obviously Jake Elmer played the game. Paratino didn't. Now that we had our full roster, and obviously we'd said that on the podcast last week, just about do we have a full roster? Could there be a suspension just in case whatever happened?
Yeah.
So Paratino sat out. So now we've got a full quota. We went in to the Coventry game. I still feel like we need to speak a wee bit more about Dryden, giving him his tatties.
Feel free.
I thought it was
He just
absolutely
gave his
tremendous. I absolutely thought it was
And I'll tell
brilliant.
you what, I think I'm gonna. We should have gave a shout out to Hockey Laura for this, right? Because I think she won Twitter that night when somebody says, "Oh, he never had a fight strap. Whose fault is that?" And I think Laura's comeback was, "Well, if it's no his mum that puts it on for him, then it's his own fault." Tremendous. Yeah. But imagine. So he obviously thinks he's not going to be fighting because he's not got a fight strap on. It wasn't that it'd come off; he just didn't hit.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big chance because I don't know what's went on, right? I don't know if this is carried on from their time when they were in Dundee together, but Dryden and Charlie have had beef in every game they've played this year.
Yeah, I don't
And I don't know
think
what's caused it.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything from when he left. I think it's the way Charlie plays, and he goes after the better players. I think that's the issue, that he goes after the better players, and I think Dryden just thought, you know what, fuck it. But if you watch it back, right, and I seen it at the time, it looked like the two of them were just going to hug it out and grapple and just throw a wee glove at each other. Combs dropped them.
He certainly dropped one. I don't know if he dropped both gloves. He certainly took one glove off.
And I think that's when Dryden thought, okay, you've dropped them, we'll fucking go. Yeah. And I'll get a few uppercuts in, and I'll burst your nose open as well.
Because if you think about it, prior to that, just me, I don't know what everybody else thinks, Combs should have been called for 2 minutes goalie interference. Now, the ref said that he was pushed in to Kevin. I don't think he was. I think he deliberately went into him and gave it that, can I get out the way? And because there was a wee bit more coming together at that point, and I think it came from that face-off that the puck went round the back of the goal, and Dryden thought, right, I've got an opportunity to hit him here. And he did. And then the hug fest started, and then he got fucking wasted. And I'm glad.
Yeah. So,
I'll tell you, he's a lucky laddie that wasn't Sean Allen that fucking done it.
Yeah, well, Mr. Stevenson shot himself a couple of times for Mr. Allen.
He certainly did. Yeah, yes. He certainly wasn't going to be. Yeah.
1 point. We were looking at that, hopefully for 2. We came away with 1, so we'll take it. Coming into the home game on Saturday, the 6th of January, against the, I was away to say the high and mighty Coventry Blaze, but it's not that anymore.
I know,
the Genting Casino.
The high and mighty Coventry Blaze.
Stars, it was a goalless first period. 2 teams trying to feel each other out. Stars took the lead 15 seconds into the second period. Brent Bowden assisted by Ronaldo and Dow 2015. The man that we mentioned, Kobe Roth, tied the game at 36-35 on the power play. And then the overtime winner from the newly re-signed from the Belfast Giants, Johnny Curran, at 61-39, giving Coventry a 2-1 victory and taking the additional point back to the land of the Chavs.
Yeah.
Senior.
It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest of games. I didn't think. I thought the Clan game was a bit. Yeah, that was even worse.
Listen, I said it to you. I think I said it to you at the game. It was a typical Danny Stewart Coventry road game of just contain, nothing nice. Just we'll take a chance if we get it. Let's just. It was almost like both teams were strolling through the game, but being cagey towards each other. Yeah. And it just, there was no, the crowd got going at a couple of points, but it was a flat crowd because the game was quite flat. There was no real big hits. There was no real great chances created. Both goalies didn't really have that much to do. I was trying to look at the shots. The shots on goal was 39-21. It looks like a lot of shots, but there wasn't really any clear-cut chances, I don't really think.
I just felt that from our perspective, right? Or, well, let's go the opposite way. Like you said, from Blaze's perspective, Danny played the perfect road game.
Yeah. He played a Newcastle Vipers, short-benched.
Yeah. He seems to have got it down to a T now, how his team's playing Dundee.
Yeah.
But when they get an opportunity, right, they're fucking lethal. They are.
Yeah.
They could break at speed really fast up that ice. And with Curran coming back, that gave them another wee boost. Mm-hmm. But from our perspective, I think we were overly concerned about that if we're pushing hard and they break, then we're in trouble. And I think we didn't push as hard as probably what we maybe should have. And it ended up a very, very cagey game. I think it was like a football game for Danny Stewart. I think he come and played for the draw. And if he can get to overtime, he can get to overtime. We were conscious of the way they were playing, conscious of how they could break, and we ended up playing a similar game to them.
Yeah.
And it made for a very, very flat game.
But
again, it's one of those things, right? On any given night, anybody could beat anybody. And the league is that tight that games are going to be that tight. And you've got to work a way to break teams down. And we've done it once. It was right at the start of a period. But the rest of the game, I must admit, I agree with you, wasn't a lot of clear-cut chances, which then means that the game just is flat.
Stars had a chance to win it. The Coventry's first penalty of the game was with like a minute and something to go. So a power play, and I thought, okay, we might have a chance here. It goes to 4-on-3 in overtime if we've not scored on it. So 4-on-3, wee bit more room on the ice. Maybe get a couple of chances. But again, like that, I just thought it was really cagey. We didn't want to be hit on the penalty kill on like a short-handed chance here. Like if we jump up in the play and it leaves 2-on-1 on the D-man, it could be a short-handed goal. So let's get it to overtime. So I really felt for Spencer Nass. I thought again, I think Nass has a good game every game. I don't think Spencer Nass has had a bad game yet. He's absolutely outstanding. Top goal scorer in the league, which we'll come on to. But that one time he had a lapse. Curran's got the puck behind them goal in overtime. And it's so unfortunate that, he's out there for so long on the ice. And I think that might be one of the issues, that the time on ice is lapping up for that line.
For that line, yeah. I totally agree with you. It's not just Spencer that's tired. See, when we hit overtime and even penalty shots, the three of them are tired. Nass, Valentini and Harms are very, very tired. And they've got to go, and because you're looking at them, because they're your top players, to go that wee bit extra. You got to remember, we just came off a penalty game against Glasgow, which is a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
They'll have had an off day Thursday. They'll have maybe had a bottle of skate on Friday. It wouldn't have been a full training session. And then they're back on the ice again. So, I would probably say it come down to a bit of just mental fatigue rather than anything else.
Yeah. I think one thing that I forgot to mention just on the Clan game, when we're speaking about the tiredness of that, was my surprise for the lack of ice time in overtime and the no penalty shot for Anthony Rinaldi. He didn't. I don't know what's up with that.
The and again, shot I could understand, right? If he's not taking a penalty shot, then fine. But not to touch the ice in overtime.
I don't know if he touched the ice in overtime, but he certainly didn't have much. If he did, it's I think maybe one shift. But I would expect him to take a penalty shot. To be fair, though, I think he's one of our better scorers as well. But again, that's just my opinion. I think Rinaldi, for me, should be on shots and certainly should be on overtime. So it was.
Going back. Speaking about the Coventry game, though, right? I'm glad that we mixed up with Tommy coming back.
Yeah.
Paratino.
So just so Elmer obviously sat out that game. Tommy Paratino back in.
100% in agreement with the coach on that. And honestly, I think if we are at full strength, right, we every import available, my opinion is we cannot afford to keep leaving out the same player all the time, because eventually the same player will get pissed off and the same player will leave. However, I still didn't think Paratino. I think initially you could look at it and say, right, okay, it's maybe the right decision, probably based on what people are expecting for Tommy Paratino, but he's playing a different role. I like Paratino. I really, really like Paratino and what he brings to the team. And I think he deserved to come back in the Coventry Blaze game. And I think he played well in the Coventry Blaze game.
I think the problem they've got is it's only ever going to be between Paratino and Elmer, I think. There's no one else really that can, unless they drop a D-man and put Britton at the back, but that's the only thing I think they can do. They're not going to drop anyone from the line of Nas, Valentini, and Harms. They're not going to drop the line of Bowden, Johnson, and Rinaldi. They're not going to drop. They're not going to drop my boy, Mr. Phelan. They will not drop him because of the work ethic that he brings in the penalty kill as well. And Josh Britton, they're not going to drop Britton either. I think
I would agree with that.
I think it would always just come down to Paratino, Elmer, and possibly a D-man. But again, you're not going to drop Dryden. You're not going to drop Mackay and Villiel, who seem to be fucking... They know each other's game inside out already.
Yeah.
And you're not going to drop Pouncey. The only player that you would drop is Allen. But can you afford to drop Allen for his physicality presence?
I agree. That's the thing. And I'll tell you, I'm glad I'm just a boy that sits in
I'm glad that Mark gets paid the big money to make that decision.
Definitely. And I know. And you know what? We will all have our own take on what should happen, because it's going to be the same when everybody's fit. And I'll include Chris Ingles in this, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? You know? The thing is, so we then go into the next game against the Flames, because Chris Mackay is now sitting a 3-game ban because of the cross-check in the Coventry game, which I'm sort of disappointed to say that it was deserved.
It's naughty. I still think the 3
We've
games
seen it
is
straight.
much.
Yeah. But, it's 2 + 1 for being a repeat offender, isn't it?
I think 1 + 1 would be enough.
Junior, see when it happened, every one of us was like, oh, he's got away with one. He's got away with one.
Yeah,
it's naughty.
I actually thought Sean Allen's was worse, on the same boy in front of the goalie, and he cross-checks him in the face. Luciani's sitting on the fucking ice, and he just got crack in the face. It was deserved because he's went straight through the goalie, but
that's the thing.
That was the one that I thought was going to be the one that was reviewed, not the the Chris Mackay one.
What have we said about?
He's about 3 foot smaller than him.
We've said it about his height, and we've also said about the reputations that they've come in with, right? And it's happening. I know they're trying to play on the edge, right? But they'll get what? If it gets missed during the game, somebody will just do like what Coventry have done, ask the league to review it, and they win it each time.
Yeah.
They've got to be clever.
Someone actually, I think it was Stoney actually, someone was speaking to someone about it, and they actually thought that the stick actually started on the shoulder and it went up into the neck of Luciani.
Even so,
but you've got it's a bad one.
And so, if you're going to do that, maybe make me a clever way.
Yeah. So a 2-1 home loss in overtime. Another point, Senior, you said 4-3 stars on a shootout. I was massively wrong and said 5-4 stars. I thought it was going to be battle of the offences. Which we were then thinking, right, okay, we wanted 4-point weekend, 4-point week, because we thought we were going to get the win against Clan and the win against Blaze.
That was minimum, was it?
Yeah, took us into Guildford on the Sunday night, on Sunday the 7th of January. So obviously the team news was that at this point, Mackay had then been suspended. Jake Elmer back in the lineup, along with Tommy Paratino, with Josh Britton dropping down to the deep ends. And lo and behold, senior, Mr. Britton goes back in defence and we get the 2 points. So, Stars go 1-0 up, end of the first period, through Captain Fantastic Dryden Dow, assisted by Ronaldo and Johnson at 13:23. Patrick Bykov equalised at 22:16. Ryan Valentini just a minute later, 23:16, assisted by the man Kyle Pouncey. Stars went 3-1 up. Tommy Paratino, assisted by Ronaldo and Britton on the power play at 39:17. Ryan Tate pulled one back again on the power play for the Guildford Flames at 42:17. And then Spencer Nass with the empty net goal, assisted by Craig Garrigan and big sexy Elijah Villio, 58:59, giving Stars their 3 out of 3 wins so far against the Guildford Flames this season. 2 games in that arena and 2 wins.
Yeah. Come up, before we go on, we forgot to do our man of the match for the Coventry game.
Yeah, you've already said it. I was thinking that after I'd said
was
it.
Bowden.
Yeah,
mine was
both in agreement with Brent Bowden.
The Josh Britton effect.
Sorry. As the Belfast Giants, as Kitchie would say, Brent Bedoing.
Bedoing.
Yeah.
I used to say that as well when he first signed. It's spelt Bedoing. But yeah, Bowden.
I thought it was Bedon. Bedon. But yeah, he said it with fucking G. Bedoing. But yes, the Josh Britton effect.
I love Josh Britton playing as a D-man. Right?
He's solid.
He just reads the game and is a calming influence at the back whilst also being a big body at the back. And I think Elmer and Paratino have been a wee bit happy because they both played.
Yeah.
And as much as I was a wee bit gutted because when the third goal got announced on the elite, I text you straight away. I just text you, big sexy fucker. And that's our put, and then you went, it's Paratino.
Yeah.
So I was up and I was then down. And then when it was Paratino that scored, I was fucking delighted.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, he fucking sniped it well, by the way.
Yeah, he took it well. Again, it was close to not being a one-timer, though. It's almost like he kind of controlled it and hit it, which was a bit... I was like, how the fuck did I do that? But
he did.
Yeah.
And I think everybody was delighted when it was announced, and those that were watching it, that it was Paratino that scored there. But great win, absolutely great win. After compared to how we've been playing recently, shall we say, sort of, could we say mediocre performances?
I wouldn't say mediocre. I
think the Coventry one was. I wouldn't even say it's mediocre. I would honestly just say that it was 2 very cagey teams in that game, just trying not to let the other one get an upper hand. I think it was just feeling each other out again. We've only seen Coventry twice. Yeah. What I take from the Guildford game, right, is that it just again goes to show that, seeing years gone past, see last year, we went down there on Sunday and got absolutely annihilated.
Hence why our predictions were 4-1 and 5-2.
There you go. And that's just based on what's happened previously in Guildford, honestly.
Yeah.
And the fact that we played on Wednesday, then we play on Saturday, then we're doing there again.
Yeah.
We an 8-10 hour bus journey, and to come back with that.
Yeah.
Hats off.
Yeah. So we did predict, we both did technically predict right, a 4-point week. We completely got it the wrong way around. 2 overtime penalty shot losses and a win away from home. It resulted in the league table looking like this. So Stars up to 5th We're 2 points behind Guildford and Belfast, who both have a game in hand on us. Had we won our games against Coventry and Glasgow, we would have been joint third with them, having played a game extra. Fife were momentarily off the bottom of the table. They're back to being bottom of the table with 21 points through 28 games. Nottingham back in 9th on 22 through 22. Manchester 26 through 26. Glasgow on 7th place, 27 through 27. And Coventry just behind us with 2 games in hand and 2 points behind. So them and Glasgow level. Cardiff, again, only 2 points ahead of Belfast and Guildford. So only 4 above us. And then you look at the top, the Mr. Sheffield Steelers. 45 points to 25 games. They have a game in hand on Cardiff and Belfast and Guildford, who are their closest. But yeah, 12 points clear of Cardiff already. They will have that league wrapped up by the end of February.
Yeah. Streets ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think what you know where that comes from. And I hope that we take a leaf out their book next season. Right. Is if you look at the players that they've got this season, there's a few of them were there last season and they just tweak it ever so slightly. And I think that's how it keeps happening for them. And I'd like to think that with the team that we've got this year, we would do the same. We would keep quite a few of this season's players and then just tweak it ever so slightly just to take that next step.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously we called out one of the players in that segment there. We do have our top 5 goal scorers of the league. Good to see that we were able to keep Peter, is it Cranella? Good to see we kept him quiet on Sunday night. Spencer Nass is joint first with Cole Sanford and Cranella on 17 goals. And then Valley tied second with Matthew LeMay of the Nottingham Panthers, both with 14 goals. 2 players in the top 5 senior. And obviously Valentini is top point scorer in the league as well, with 31 points, tied top with the boy Watling from the Sheffield Steelers. So yeah,
it's good to see.
It's encouraging.
It's good to see, and it is encouraging, and it's guys like they boys that I'm saying that we should be chirping at them now to sign on for next season. I know there's a long way to go in this season, and a lot of things could go wrong. Touch wood, the dinner, and a lot of things could go wrong. But if they guys keep playing, for me, I hope they're at Dundee. Do I think they'll be at Dundee? It's difficult to say because it's what happens when you bring in guys who are unknowns and make them top point scorers in leagues.
Yeah.
Then, the checkbooks will be out, shall we say?
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for us, but
yeah. So, seeing it does bring us on to it is the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. So the good, for me, the good. There was a couple of things that were going good. Nass, as you've just touched on, being the top goal scorer in the league was good. But I think the bounce back ability. Say that again. I'm going to try and get it in every week now, right? The bounce back ability against Guildford, especially after sort of having struggles, shall we say, against Glasgow and Coventry, to go down there after a 10-hour journey and pick up the 2 points. says a lot about the character in that team now. And previously we'd have been pumped to that. So that's a good. I'm going to do the ugly next, right? Because I'm no going to. I'm doing the ugly next, right? So the ugly is Chris Mackay suspension. That does hurt the team, right? I know that Josh goes to the back, but it's probably not his preferred position, and it will upset the D pairings. It'll upset the offensive pairings. It was naughty. It was a bit ugly what he done, Big Chris, and he's got to be a wee bit more cleverer if he's going to be doing things like that, especially at his height. He's probably got to go on his knees to do it so he doesn't get seen. But so that was ugly. The bad, and I'm not going to go on the bad a lot, right? But it's just about the wee rat in his behaviour. He bit the hand that fed him, so fuck him. That was the bad, and he deserved it. And he deserved all the shite that he got, right? And it'll be funny if we're sitting next year and he's singing for us and we're sitting on the podcast going, so Charlie, what's it like to be back?
Well, that'll not happen.
That'll not happen.
But
you know what? I knew he was going to play the way he played, right? Because that's how he plays. But it was the shite when he was skating off that ice and the fucking cupping it. Piss off, you wee dick. And the thumbs down and all that. Yeah, man, nah. Not having it. So, yeah. So, good bounce back ability. Bad is Combs. Ugly was the suspension.
So, does bring us on to our Craig Niche Decorator sponsored game previews, which is the Rats team. I'm not going through them all again. Clan at home on Saturday and the Sheffield Steelers away. So, again, I think we called it out last week in our preview for the Clan game. Charlie Combs, Darian Craighead, Gary Hayden is your main guys. I don't know if Pellich is back. I think they said he was close to a return. But yeah, I think that is Saturday is a must win.
Yes.
With all the shit that went on with them during the week last week, and also the Cody Saul being a bit of a dick as well with his rat's tails haircut. Looks like a fucking pineapple.
See the thing about Glasgow, right? When we beat them through there, the boy Morgan just says that Dundee's got one line. That's how we beat them. We've got one line, right? Now, it's Combs, Hayden, and Craighead. Is that's their line, is it? I think the three of them play on a line. I'm not 100% sure.
Let's
but
have a
I think
check.
they are. So, if we could nullify them, then we should win the game. For me, it's probably as simple as that. There might be tweaks and there might be maybe one of them doesn't play on that line, but I think maybe a
Combs,
lack of
Lynch, and Hayden.
Combs, Lynch, and Hayden. Right, so
Yeah,
the boy Lynch, you better have played fucking Bet Lynch, I'll tell you, because he done nothing. Right, but Combs and Hayden.
who the fuck's Bet Lynch?
Fucking some woman out of Coronation Street. Right, he done nothing. Right. The money they've spent, I expected them to have put a better team on the ice because they just didn't impress me. Individually, they've got a lot of good players.
Yeah,
you stick them all together. There's no team there. Yeah. Right. Hopefully, Pellick is still out because that'll be a blow for them. And I think we should just go at them right from the off.
Yeah. But those players,
I think we allowed them to dictate the game the other week.
Yeah. Combs, Craighead, and Hayden have 59 points combined between the three of them.
Yeah.
So
they've only got one line.
Yeah. Right. Score prediction against Clan.
5-2 stars.
Ooh, I was going to say something similar. I'm going to say 5-3. Sunday night is your wee pal hosting the Stars, the wee dick. That is Robert Dowd. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Second all-time for goals scored for the Steelers.
To see what I put on Facebook.
No.
It says you've been playing for about 50 years. Fucking disappointed you're no first.
And I bet you liked it as well, did he?
As you do. Oh, of course he did.
Fuck's sake.
Put a laughing emoji.
But yeah,
it's
Watland.
going to be really, really difficult.
Yeah, top point scorer Watland. Dowd obviously can put points up all over the place. We mentioned the guy Usola, or Jusola, however you pronounce it, the last time we played them. But also, I don't think he's playing because he was on their dance-off cam with Sam Jones last week on their social media pages, but Brett Neumann as well. So I don't know if he's still out. If he's out, it's a big positive for us. But yeah, you could just rattle through names at that team this year.
They've got two important goalies that are probably as good as one another. I mean, and that helps a lot. Greenfield and Maroon. So it's a big, big ask. If we get anything out of that game, I'd be absolutely delighted.
Yeah.
But
so
listen, Junior, Dundee have went to Sheffield before.
Yep.
And upset the apple cart.
Yeah, I was looking at Maroon's for the league so far. He's played 2 games, had 2 wins, faced 50 shots, and only conceded 3 goals.
Yeah. Decent, eh?
And I was just like, fuck's sake, okay. Thanks for that. Thanks for having a shit back up, eh? So yeah, I think Greenfield will be the one that's in the goal. Though,
and you know what? He sometimes doesn't even back up. Because normally when they come to us, it's the young Scottish laddie, and Maroon's not even there. It's normally Greenfield and is it Lane as the third goalie.
I think
very rarely very rarely when Greenfield's playing, I think it tends to be a Lane that's a backup. I'm not 100% sure when it's the opposite way, when Maroon's playing. If actually they were in wherever they were last week. I think it was Glasgow. I think Maroon played against Glasgow and Lane was the backup and Greenfield was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. The depth of talent I've got is out of this world.
Yeah. So, prediction.
5-1.
5. I went 4. I went 4-1. So
hurts me to say scores like that, but yeah.
Hopefully a 2-point weekend. You take that home win. Hope for the best on the road, especially against what is, I think, going to be the champions this year.
Yeah.
So yeah. That senior. That senior.
It's fight night.
Junior versus senior. The gloves are off. So it is time for our gloves off sponsor, Junior versus Senior. Last week, Junior got another point on the board. It is now currently 2-0 after 2 turns each. Senior is absolutely shiting himself.
You should have see when you started that. You should have just missed it himself at the end. You should have just said Senior's shite.
Oh no, it's that. So, Senior, you just want to get straight into it. Well,
go for it. Just go right into it.
Right, okay. So, clue number 1. Born July 19th, 1987, in North Bay, Ontario, Canada.
Peter Cartwright.
Peter Cartwright was fucking American. Yeah, he was American.
Right, wait, no, a note of that, right? In case for the next clue. Right, so the next time it comes up American, right? Peter Cartwright.
Right. This player played 3 seasons in the QMJHL with the Moncton Wildcats?
Right.
He could see somebody.
Well, I know somebody. I definitely know of one person who played for the Moncton Wildcats.
1987 he was born. And I can confirm with you, it's a he.
Good. Right. So, I know of one person who played for the Moncton Wildcats.
Okay.
Nick Riopel. He's the only player I know.
I will tell you, though, this player did play with Nick Riopel
at Moncton
on that team. Yeah. So, clue number 3. In 2006, he was drafted in round number 7 by the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'll expand a wee bit more, give you a wee bit extra clues here. He went on to play 268 games in the AHL and 260 in the ECHL. That's got wee wheels ticking, that one.
I know. John Mitchell.
Pretty sure.
I had another. Yeah.
Pretty sure he's American.
Shit, like American. Come what? I had another name there, but it was the number of games in the AHL that threw us.
Okay. Clue number 4. He moved to the UK to play for Coventry in 2016, 2017, and also played for the Sheffield Steelers the season after.
So my other guess is definitely not him now, because I was thinking Sacchetti, but I don't know why. So he played at Cardiff, also American.
No, I'm okay. Nah. Yeah, he was.
So say that again. He came. He signed for who? Coventry.
He signed for Coventry in 2016.
Right.
And then the season after went to Sheffield.
Coventry, Sheffield. Oh, fuck.
I thought you would have gone on that clue.
Again,
there's a head. There's a name have to push you.
In my head, and I honestly, there's a name, and I can't get it.
Now, just for all the listeners out there, we do appreciate you tuning into Apple Podcasts more than anything else, because that's where we get our viewership and our chart ratings and stuff. However, I love it when everyone tunes in on YouTube, because they get to see Senior absolutely stressing at his nut trying to think of someone's name. It's absolutely tremendous.
Oh, fuck.
Senior, let's go. Guess.
You put us off there with your fucking talking. Coventry, then Sheffield. Coventry, then Sheffield.
I'm hovering over the wee fanfare button just in case I think you're going to get it.
No, it's gone. It was. No.
Am I having a guess?
Jeff Hutchins.
Not correct. Final clue. He had 104 points in 123 games over 2 seasons with the Stars, and ended his time as captain.
Come what? I'm hearing nobody shouting. Right, everybody is fucking shouting. Honestly, he ended up as captain.
Yeah, you should get it from this. I'm going to throw in a wee extra clue for you. I'm going to throw in a wee extra clue for you. He was
That's
also
shite.
our player assistant coach in that last season.
Fucking means nothing. I couldn't even tell you what the fucking coach was. Didn't
You
care
want
what year
that
it
clue?
was.
You want that clue as well?
Nah, you're all right. Nah, I'm not getting it. I'm not very good at this game. I'm telling you, you could ask me. You could ask me to name the game day roster for 3 weeks ago, and I couldn't tell you.
Right, final guess then.
Coventry. It's the Coventry Sheffield thing.
Senior. He's got a name. I could see it. I'm trying. You know what? I'm even sending the name to you.
Nah.
Okay, final guess.
I can't even mind what I was coaching.
I just told you I'll tell you that if you wanted it.
We've got Lefebvre. Check. Oh, Mason.
So I've told you that he signed for Coventry in the start of the 2016 season. He then went to Sheffield the season after, and then signed for us after that.
I can't mind us even signing anybody for Sheffield.
Right, come on, final guess. You're taking up all the airtime.
Okay, Brad Plumpton.
That's what you say. Who do you think you are? Fucking Nigel Farage trying to get all the airtime.
Yeah.
Brad Plumpton. It is not Brad Plumpton. Senior, our
Give me his
Hoover man
initials.
this week,
Give me his initials.
MM.
Say it again.
MM.
Ah, fucking Marquardt.
Matt Marquardt. Matt Marquardt, indeed.
Yeah. See, I'll be honest with you. See, with Marquardt, I didn't even think of him. I knew we'd got him for Sheffield. I can't even remember him playing at Coventry.
Yeah, signed for Coventry first.
I know he played at
Sheffield,
Coventry, but
yeah. Because I remember
doesn't
that's
even
where
ring
it
a fucking bell
started.
with me.
That's where it started. The Marfa with the name.
I'll tell you what though, I'm getting closer, right? Because when I say Peter Cartwright, he wears 37 as well.
But he was American.
I mean, wears the same number. At least we're getting someplace.
Oh dear. Anyway, we are going to move on to our next section and our next segment, sorry. And Senior, it is a little bit of food for thought because it is our newly sponsored on this day by Slimming World with Stella. So Stella got in touch. What?
Is she trying to tell us something?
Yes.
Fucking Slimming World.
Yes.
Okay.
Stella obviously does Slimming World. I'm going to tell you out our groups in a minute. She's branching in more to the hockey side of things, trying to get people in Slimming World and stuff. She's even branching out to try and help some fifers in need. When there's a fucking lot of them, I'll tell you that. I've pulled one out the gutter myself. So, Slimming World with Stella. I actually got into trouble because I said to her, what do I say? You know, if you need any dieting tips? And she said, no, it's no dieting. We don't use the word diet. And I'm like, fuck, all right, okay, sorry. Didn't know we didn't diet on Slimming World. So I've not got a spiel yet. Stella's going to tell us what to say for the next episode. But I thought I'm going to put it in now. It is Slimming World with Stella. Her groups are at the YWCA in Cooper on Wednesdays at 5:30 or 7 o'clock. St Mary's Community Centre on a Thursday at 9:30 a.m. And then the Millennium Hall, Birkhill and Muirhead every Saturday at 8 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. She has a Facebook page, Slimming World St Mary's in Birkhill with Stella, I think it's called. It's got an awfully long name. Stella, you're going to hate to shorten that for her. So yes, Slimming World with Stella, sponsored on this day. Senior, on this day, 10th of January, born on this day in 1977, the original Ah.
Can't I?
Fuck off. Ladislav Kudrina was born on this day. And in 1992, born on on this day with one of the most lethal slap shots I've ever seen in the SNL. Daniel Topman.
All right.
Born on this day.
Young Dan.
We had one signing on this day in 2011. It was our first EIHL season, and it was the Sheriff, the original Sheriff. He came out of retirement. Jeff Marshall re-signed for the Stars on this day in the Elite League. No more signings, no more leavers. However, 2 games. 2015, we had an away league win to the Edinburgh Capitals, 2-1 in a shootout. And in 2016, a home league win against the Edinburgh Capitals by 5-1.
There we go.
That's on this day. Short and sweet this week. Short and
Well
sweet.
Well done.
I loved shouting out Jeff Marshall there. Absolutely
Legend.
loved it. Senior,
Legend.
that's it. We're getting in touch. We're getting Marshy on.
We need to
We're
get
getting a
Marshy
Marshy
on.
interview.
Yeah. We if only Jeff was playing now with the team that we've got now.
In his prime.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. He did absolutely walked into this team. He's like for those who have not seen him, for me, he's Dryden plays the same type of game as him.
I think Dryden
physically Dryden's a wee bit than Jeff, but as a skater, nobody touches Marshy.
We've said it before. Jeff Marshall could skate backwards quicker and better than some boys can go forward.
Definitely. What an absolute player he was.
But yeah, we're going to hit a look at an all-time 6 again.
And what a dancer.
And also what a singer.
Yes, footloose.
Just the way
Jeff
Amarillo.
Marshall. Yeah. But
Came
listen,
from Amarillo.
Guess what we forgot?
What?
We were going to call out somebody.
I forgot about Mama Betty.
Yep. So why don't we leave it right now because we're coming to the end. So let's call her out.
Oh, she thought she was Betty. She's listened this far, and I love the fact that we're recording this now, and she's away to listen to it in the future, and she's thinking she's getting away with it. But listen,
and she's not.
Are you fuck? So, Mama Betty, Senior, take it away.
So, Hockey Gran, the mayoress of Arkanshugar.
Yep.
And with her being the mayoress, is entitled to be chauffeur driven to the games.
Indeed.
And when she arranges with said Mama Betty, I'll pick me up at 5:30, then everybody would expect Betty to be there at 5:30.
You would think that, yes.
Yeah, you would think that. And especially with the weather being so cold and miserable.
Wet.
No. Yeah. Nope. Betty leaves Hockey Gran standing outside for 15 minutes.
You're joking.
And then turns up. Yeah. Get what, Junior? I'm no angry. Just disappointed.
Yeah. So
she knew it was coming, but like you, I bet you she was sitting thinking, they forgot.
Liz Davidson, Mama Betty.
You just made the list.
You've just made the list. So, Hockey Gran, listen, nobody else would do that.
Listen, Hockey Gran's going to be black and fronted as well now, though.
He's going to be raging it with. You better not do that. Well, sorry, Hockey Gran, but we've done it. Mama Betty's called out. And yeah, we'll probably get a wee slap round the lug on Saturday for Hockey Gran, but it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Hockey Gran's no going. We'll be fine. Hockey Gran's no going to the game on Saturday.
How should I go to the game on Saturday?
Well, she's going to some birthday party.
Oh, is that the birthday party that we never got invited to?
That's that birthday party that we never got invited to.
Yeah, we're not going to go into that. We're not going to go into that
No.
one. I'd rather be
Nah.
okay anyway. So, listen, thanks for joining in, everyone. Mama Betty, enjoy that wee call it. I hope you did. Hopefully, we've got a couple of points to speak about again next week. And a win against the Clan at the very, very minimum. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. The O'Connor family, I will see you on Saturday with your £100 voucher. And everyone else, we'll see you at the game, loud and proud. Have a good one. See you then.